Grand Rising Collective, whenever you all get in here. Hopefully you guys had a good rising, had a good rest, um, and that you're ready to get back in action today. Excuse the mess of the hair, even though it's not that big of a one. It's still there, I can see it. Doesn't matter. But we're gonna dive into this. We're gonna talk about heart chakra first. There's a lot of heart chakra stuff still going on. A lot of this heart chakra issue is the amount of people coming to wholeness, leaving the path, and like, to each their own, but it really is like it's the path of wholeness, and it really is. It's you're looking at this other part of you that you haven't looked at or that you've been ignoring, and you're seeing that you can't really live without it. You know what I mean? Like there is a darker side of you that exists that simply you can't erase. And the reason you can't erase it is because it's part of you. It is you. You can't erase those things that are of you. You must love yourself fully and wholly in every way. Every in things that you might find issues, you must love yourself for having them in the first place, for teaching you valuable lessons. It's so this heart chakra issue is really just you coming to terms with a lot of things and really accepting what's going on. You could also be having a lot of dreams with past people. You're cutting a lot of ties. Um, I'm even seeing and hearing that people you're having dreams of people, but you end up walking out of that dream or just turning around and leaving from that dream, and that's genuinely you leaving these people in lower vibrations. You no longer are saving certain people on your contracts because they don't want to be saved, and that's perfectly fine. Like you've done what you had to do, but now you're needing to do this purging, this releasing, and really just understanding who you are, who they are, um, and just free will as a whole. Like you really have to give grace in that way. So not beating yourself up for feeling like you failed a mission or beating yourself up for feeling these heart chakra things or feeling certain ways. There's just a lot of emotion going around. We're going to have 2 moons here soon. That's going to fuck up a lot of things. They are they're coming back. Um, Star Family is they're coming to set some shit straight. We on a limited schedule where things have to be flipping around on the table. So like like allow this double moon that we're having to if you're feeling it because it's just a higher vibration. It's you coming together more, uniting with yourself more. It's you being honest with yourself and no longer trying to live this facade of, oh, I have to be all love and light. Like that's bullshit. No, you come down here to live a human experience, whether as gods or not. You are here to teach and have some sort of human experience, that you can teach people through what you're doing, you know, through how you're doing it, because that's the issue. It's not the issue that everyone doesn't know what they're doing. It's the issue that there's some gods, goddesses, and gods that aren't awakened. The seers, the prophets, the ones that have colored dreams and see it and have dreams of three. The prophets, and them, they're not feeling as if they are who they are, and it's the way the world's going right now. But those people who seem to be going through the worst and the hardest of it, um most of them are supposed to be in this position where they're higher up, but it's something about like this heart chakra thing where it's kind of kept people from stepping into their true roles, not really believing in themselves, manifesting like unfavorable outcomes. I'll leave it like that. Um and it's not because someone else, but it's because of your internal thoughts of yourself. You don't like the fact that someone shown you your shadow side and you had to heal from it. And really that's the basis. Like when you go through these things, you're not only shown your light, but you're shown your darkness as well. And it's not to show you this is what how you're good, this is how you're bad, but it's to show you where your boundary got crossed, what you do when your boundaries crossed, how to restrain that reaction from being so aggressive or volatile, and then also how to balance them out to where you're able to lean in on this other side that's more demanding without, you know, being aggressive, being assertive. It's that switch of being yelled at your whole life and thinking that yelling is aggression, and then when you yell at someone, you know, someone thinks it's aggression. It's getting down to knowing how you operate, and it's this heart chakra. And it's like, yes, we do shadow work, but when the divine calls for people to really look at their shadow and not to see that there's anything wrong, but to see what game they're almost playing with themselves. This illusion that you put over yourself to make yourself seem like, I don't know. It's this thing, I'll talk about it because it's coming up now. It's this thing where people tend to think that you have to achieve a higher vibration when that vibration is already within you. You just got to find the key to unlock that door so you can walk through, so you can have that vibration because it's already yours. There's just a disconnect between where you're grabbing and where the vibration you're trying to get is at. So there's a high need to really focus on that. And that's what this heart chakra is really doing, is kind of getting you to see not only the cycles, not only the patterns that kind of repeat to show you how you need to move, but as well as trying to balance out like all of the internal and external that you receive, and getting it down pat in a way that you can understand it, in a way that fits your flow. And understanding as well that people might talk in different ways, but it's going to hit your soul the way it needs to hit your soul. And I don't know, it's one of those things as well. You have to know who you're listening to. You have to know who's talking to you. You have to understand if you are in these negative energies that come up and people talk. Because I remember a lot, like, I not even just remember it, I see it all the time where certain readers will pick up on a subject and they'll be like, oh, you're giving me negative energy. It's like, it's not them giving you negative energy. It's you transmuting the energy into negative because you're unable to accept some sort of fact. And like, I had to go through it too. I had to accept that stuff too. It's rough. But once you realize that everything comes from the internal, everything's calculated internally and predicted in a sense to assume certain ways because we're all the same, right? So that means we all have to say words and use words the same. No, incorrectly, completely wrong. Some of us use the word of fitting the correct vibration. Others use slang, which is really what English is a bunch of slang and confusion. If we're really gonna get down to it, I'm not saying everyone here speaks English, but the ones that do, like, be very careful with certain words. There's a reason why English is a hard language to learn. It's because it's a fucking not it's not for a good reason, you know. It's to keep everyone who uses it under a certain curse that it's been predated under for fucking years, inventing letters and all this shit. Anyway, there is a I don't know, it's like, it's almost like you're checking yourself, but it's not checking yourself if you're like to see what you're doing, it's to see how you're doing. And you're actually being more vulnerable than you've normally been with yourself, which is, it's not really even if you've been consciously aware of it or not. It's just, it's something about your heart chakra that's activating, and it's because this stuff's happening like almost in tandem with I want to say your mentality, but I also want to say it's more of your outlook. But there is some sort of like change of looking on the outside that's been happening, like a really blank period that's been changing the internal slowly. And now you're able to feel that change and kind of experience the shedding of all the old cycles, the ripping off of old bandages that's been on for ages that you just haven't like ripped off yet. And it's like, it's really just taken off the patches of these past injuries that you've gone through. It's been affecting your heart a lot. Because it just feels like you're just getting stitches removed so you can like have it heal again. I know, it's very interesting, but you're breaking boundaries. Like, I'm seeing like a whole, what is it, the crane and ball where it breaks through brick walls. I'm seeing a whole thing like that. You're breaking through a bunch of barriers at this moment. This is why spirit's been wanting you to slow down and why you might be stressed out. You might be feeling migraines. Um I forgot where to apply oh yeah, it's here. You can apply pressure here if you're having migraines. It can help. Um it's literally just a webbing in there. You just grab it. You'll feel a pressure point. What you do is you gently squeeze it for a while and it helps. Um but you could be really stressed out or worried. Don't squeeze too hard because it might be sensitive for a few, so don't squeeze too hard on it. But you'll know when you hit it. Um, and as well, like just slowing down, getting out in nature, clearing your energy because there's a lot of shit falling off of you. There's a lot of stuff like leaving you, detoxing even. Really like get some Reiki or some Sekam healing, do some energetic cleansings, do some auric cleansings because these things are leaving your system and there's a need to like sweep out the dust. Like spirits help, like you've been putting in the work. It's the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Spirits breaking these boundaries for you. Now you have to be cleanup crew and just sweep out the debris. You know what I mean? And this is kind of that cycle that you've been in of doing, you know, going back to the past, cleaning up debris and going back even more, seeing if there's anything else. And I feel like you're in this habit of doing that because you don't want to move forward just yet, or you feel like there is something from your past that's going to pop up, so you're wanting to get rid of it now. But the divine is wanting you to move forward, to slow down with the worrying about this. Step into your true nature is what I'm hearing, because this isn't your true nature. It's really been forced upon you, and there needs to be a reconciliation with the old version of you, because there were healthy parts in the old version of you that you're not seeing or that you weren't necessarily viewing as healthy. It might have been like isolation that you viewed as healthy, or like being like alone sometimes, or not alone but left like by themselves a lot, or just hermit mode a lot, and you might have thought that was bad, but it's like it's not. For some of us, we need to keep our energy very precious. Some of us, our energy cannot be given to people so carelessly because it's simply just how it is. And some of us are goddesses and gods that simply cannot be around mortals like in that type of energy because of Atlantis, which is also the type of trauma that we're trying to heal is from what happened through Atlantis. But um it's really just it's showing you like the deeper lessons, or not even the deeper lessons, but the self-reflection that was done during this isolation. Yeah. So today, yeah, I'm telling you, today Spirit wants you to relax. Today Spirit wants you to just take it easy. There's something about like really just have fun. And I feel like there's something that you do that you claim is fun that the divine is not letting you do, and it's because you don't actually have fun doing it. It's more of a distraction or a coping mechanism that you were using during a time for distractions. So there's a need to kind of realize what really makes you happy. Like you might say, "Oh, I really want to do this," but then you go off and like I don't know, like play a game or do something different, or like watch a TV show or watch a movie. And it's not necessarily something that you wanted to do, but it filled in that gap. It was satisfactory. There needs to be this more fulfillment, less satisfactory and more fulfillment, more actually allowing yourself to feel whole by doing what you want to verbally do, the thing that verbally makes you think or say let's do this, rather than just put the action to it, are the things you need to pay attention to more. It gets an extra step within there that it's time, because there's something that you've been like procrastinating on or feeling like you're too busy to do something with, and it's because you've been allowing something to take up your time, and it's like, oh well, if I can't do this I can't relax, so I need to do this first so I can relax, and then I'll do all those things. And the divine's trying to tell you that's not how it's working, because this thing's not working for a reason, because it's not what you need, it's what you crave. It's your addiction that you're trying to heal. It's something that you're trying to like, because it's not like a main addiction, it's like something's like side off, and you kind of like doing it to avoid, or not even if you're unaware to it, not even avoid, but just in a sense ignore it. And again, it might be because it sounds irrational, or it sounds, when you say it, your ego then deems it to be boring, but it's again who you really are. It's like, again, like a refusal to accept the sides of you that you've pushed away, maybe because of bullying or unaccepted energy. But today the divine wants you to really step into what makes you the happiest and do it, because there's a lot of things. Yeah, we have shattered and cutting ties. There's this awakening that's happening. You're standing up for the first time in forever, and you're having this freedom. You're cutting a lot of ties with people in the past, but there's this broken energy that's inside of you that you're needing to mend before you're able to do these other things um that are satisfactory. You know what I mean? Because there's an actual issue at hand that needs attention. And it's not saying you're doing anything wrong. Like, this is beautiful. The divine is showing you that you're doing what you think you need to be doing, which is good. You're listening to yourself. But now it's time to, instead of just listening to yourself, you need to hear yourself. You need to feel yourself. Listening is one thing, but feeling yourself and being able to go, I feel like doing this. I think I should do this, but I really feel like doing this. That's where you're going to next. The feeling like you want to do this, the thing that's going to give you more feelings rather than giving you more thoughts, is what you need to work on. And it's something you've been working on. And for some of you that have been working on it, the energy that you're fighting with is envy. There's a lot of envy around it, and I feel like this envy, funnily enough, is not only coming from other people but coming from you as well. Like an envy of almost seeing that you had these things in the past, and it's almost envious of who you are now. And that's very possible to happen. You can really have like these, oh, I was better at this age, or I missed when I was this age, and it has this weird jealousy, envy attached to it, because a different mindset was then what you had there. And it's like, oh, if I had like, it's just thought of like, I don't know, maybe if I did this sooner, everything would be better. It's that kind of thought that really gets people in this drowning energy. And you might be sitting in the energy of feeling like something should have been done quicker. You weren't fully, I mean, you were aware, but you just, like, at the time you couldn't do it. Like, and it's one of those things where the divine's not punishing you. They see what you go through. They do. It doesn't matter if you're a goddess god. However, the divine knows how rough it is down here. Whether you are chosen or you choose to come down here, um, it is one of those things. It's rough because you really are singled out and separated from those who are like you. You have to end up like setting in strong boundaries and walking in a different crowd, which is kind of hard to do a lot of the times. The different crowd doesn't, this realm doesn't like differences. It's been breeded and transformed and chopped and slaughtered and rewritten to have a one-way living. Um, which is why, like, you see and hear about all this karma and stuff getting stronger and stronger for people, and it's the divine getting tired. They can't. It's not that they can't, and it's not that they don't want to. It's just there's other planets that need help, and it's just like there's so many beings on this planet that need to go to other planets or go to other galaxies, other systems to really help, because their energy could be used. Not saying the energy can't be used here, but your energies would be more great, have more gratitude attached to it in these other realms. And you might be remembering past lives or even just knowing these things. But again, it's these thoughts of feeling like you're not doing enough on this realm. And it's not you, it's simply just this realm. It's a battle of energy. And oddly enough, those who know nothing about their energy and know nothing about how to use it are usually the most strongest, because they're unaware or they just simply don't give a fuck about how they're using it. And you almost have to become that way with your energy because of your vibration, of how you're high vibrational being. And you can make a change by just speaking. You don't fight the battle with fire, but you never bring a gun to a knife. You never bring a knife to a gunfight. So all you fight using the same tactics these other people do, but with your own vibration of being a higher vibrational being. That's how it is. It's less of a fighting and more of a, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm setting a hard boundary for this, and this is how I'm going to do it. And I understand where you're coming from with love and light, but I'm not going to conform to the way that you're teaching it because I know it from this way. You know what I mean? It's understanding the same message, different words. It's the whole thing that talks about in the Bible. A lot of people will say the same thing and under different words, under different energies, under different pretenses, under different actions, but it's all behind the same purpose of getting one thing pushed across. So understanding that as well, like really setting stronger boundaries for yourself, setting boundaries between yourself as well. I'm not going to feel bad or feel down about myself for standing my ground and speaking what I need to speak to keep my peace. Fuck feeling bad for that. If I have to feel bad for keeping my peace, why? What in me is causing me to feel bad about my own peace? You know what I mean? It's really defending yourself. And sometimes you really have to defend yourself from yourself for a minute because a lot of the times when we're in these energies of not knowing how things work or not knowing the next move, we become this boundary between ourselves where we can't move forward because we end up blocking our channels off. We shut down. And we do that whenever we feel stressed. That's how a lot of goddesses, gods, and aliens and other beings send out their distress signals. We shut the fuck down, and when we shut down, it emits that signals. Oh shit! Something's happened to them. Like, are they dead? No, they're not dead. They're just shut down. Like, what? Why are they shut down? Like, they don't have energy because X Y Z. They're sending X Y Z. So then they start bringing those things in for that. Like these things happen. Oh, my voice cracks, but we be talking a lot out here. Let me tell you. They be trying to stop. They be trying to stop what I talk about. They don't want me telling people these things, but it happens. And a lot of the reasons why you're in these stressful situations is to keep you in this shut down energy, because all the signal that comes through is you being shut down. It's like, oh, they're being shut down. All these things are happening around them. They're being shut down. How can we settle things up for them? So then they have to worry about lifting things up for you, and it spreads this ball of energy that they have for you, which is unlimited, but it spreads it out. So then it seems lesser on this field because as you know things come down, things start off big, they'll get smaller and smaller, but as they get smaller on this realm, they'll get bigger and bigger, or more and more the more you look into it. And that's kind of how it is when you get into the energy. There's so much more of what you're already receiving in it that you just have to swim in it to allow yourself to get in more. And this is like that established energy, and it's like really stepping into this. The stuck energy that you feel is only there because there's a delay. It's not saying that something bad's happening, and that's why it happens for like days, it feels, or months, or however, that stuck energy, because they switch their attention to focus more on strengthening one. So it takes this huge ball of attention off of one thing and sends it to multiple. You're basically just spreading out your allowance to multiple things. Same thing with currency. You have all these bills to pay and all this shit, and you don't have enough for yourself. It's the same thing with the divine. When the divine gets tired, when they get exhausted of doing something, they take a break. The other angels will fill in. That's why sometimes you have Mike all the time, and other times you have these other angels, but you have the one leading one. They'll tell, hey, go do this, go do that. You have all these things, but anyway, there's a lot of bridges being burned for balance. It happens every day. The split happens every day where more and more people just kind of split away and separate from people. And I don't know. You got to be very careful, because there is a lot of people that are almost like they want to say that you're too hard on yourself. I'll watch out for that as well, because you might be, but they're also scared of these boundaries that you're setting because you're not backing off of them, which is good. If someone expresses that type of fear to you, don't snap at them. Always explain, I just have a boundary that I don't want to be crossed. If they don't understand, of course, just explain, like, I got a boundary that was crossed. I don't want it to be crossed. My inner peace is my main goal. And you be more in tune with yourself, being more who you are and who you're wanting to be and who you're supposed to be down here. It allows you to fill in more of that energy, and even you might even already do this, and it's something where like people just kind of look at you weird because you're like, you set boundaries down, but it brings balance. It removes the chaos energy, and it's weird because it's so funny because you almost show people the chaos that they are used to whenever you appear, and then you end up removing that entity or that attachment or that person that has the thing, that the whole group, the whole wherever, the whole energy of that space changes because it's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why does everything feel like this? Why does everything feel so boring? It's not that it's boring, it's more calm. I'm telling you, because you got consequences for people that want to latch on to you. Archangel Michael's got something to tell them because you set these boundaries. So again, Archangel Michael got something to tell these people because there's people that giving you mixed signals, right? Oh, I love and support you, but let me make fun of you and let me mock everything you do. And like, oh, I don't respect what you believe in, but I respect you. That makes no sense. Like that's playing double fence. That's weird. Go somewhere with your life. Don't play those games. Either you like me or you don't. Don't try and be buddy buddy with me because you know who I am. That's how people are. They know who you are. They know that you got gifts. They know that you're powerful. They just don't want to admit it. They're abusive, and they just gonna come back in and, oh, I'm sorry. That's what they hope. That's what they like to do. That's what they do to us. You know, it's just a cycle that happens to a lot of empaths, to a lot of goddesses and gods, because we have this energy. Oh, they have so much of it, they can give it to us. No, fuck you. I will lend you the energy if you need it. You ain't gonna take it from me without me knowing. And even then, I'm gonna make sure you need it. It's something that's yours. And it's this boundary that you're setting between your energy and people that want to come in and dampen it. It's like, nah, you ain't gonna come up and ruin my energy. You gotta go somewhere with that. Keep it to yourself. I'll let you rot in that corner with yourself until you're ready to stand up and come to me like an actual person, and then we can talk. But until then, you stay over there. And that's kind of the energy that you're embodying. Is like, these people gotta leave. It's either you leave, you staying, or you leaving. And that has a lot of people in this weird energy where they're not even sure if they want to stay, because it's like you have strong boundaries, and it's just because these people are toxic, and you'll see their toxicity and it makes them self-conscious. And this is this whole like healing part. You're like, oh, I talk bad about myself a lot, so I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't hang around so and so if I talk about you know if I talk bad about myself all the time. Maybe I should be around collective all the time. And it's making people feel like that, where it's really showing people, even if you're not doing it directly to them, it's like, my time is valuable. Because what you do is the most toxic out of all the people, or the ones that attack you. Because it's like, I can't do it to these other people because I'll either get called out or matched. I'll do it to you because if I can bring you down, and then that means everything's good, and I won't have to worry about it, and then you'll be in the chaotic energy, and then you'll be the one causing all the issues. And this might be like an entity that's following you around that wants to make you feel like you're the problem of everything, and it's just not true. There's just people that really push your buttons, and there's people that see it. The people see it, but a lot of people don't do anything about it. It's just one of those things that since you're doing stuff about it, people are like, this entity's kind of like getting skittish and going away, because it's not the entity that's gonna get the in trouble. It's the flesh. So it's like, oh fuck, I just got this dude in trouble. They're no longer in this person's energy. They were supposed to be there. This person gets trapped with this entity, and it's like, it's this weird lust that they get. Again, it's just like never meeting anyone like you before. Your energy's different, but it's a lot of lust. This could even be a lot of people trying to get you stuck in like relationships because of lust as well. And just being more aware of that, because there's some sort of body sensation that I'm getting, that you get whenever you feel like someone's getting in this lustful energy. There's just a lot of energy going around. There's a lot of, I don't know. There's just a lot of energy that's coming back, hoping to get like a certain type of reaction out of you, because it's suffering in silence without your feminine energy. There's just a lot of people going around. I don't know. It's the same cycle that happens every year with healers and readers and stuff on stuff. There's people that they'll come in and they'll act like they like the reading, and then later on they'll be like, oh no, you're lying, and LOL, all this shit, just trolls and things. Those are the energies that are trying to like attach themselves back to you and whatnot, to follow you into this next cycle. But again, it's just one of those things where they're actually just dying, and they can't do anything about it with the Nine of Pentacles reverse, because there's a change happening with the Nine of Pentacles reverse. There's no such stability. This test of the physical realm is failing. The physical realm can't test you the way it used to anymore. Yeah, with the Five of Wands, because you understand where the conflict's coming from yourself. It's not coming from these outside people or these outside things. It's coming from yourself. From some sort of subconscious disbelief that then manifests itself. It's like you're trying to really keep that from happening, because that's what causes all these lower vibrational energies to kind of pop up, is when you stop having that sort of faith or belief, or whenever the weakness appears, or whenever these thoughts even try to appear. It's that action of trying to pull that matrix back over your eyes. And it's because, they know that we're weak. It's before this moon. um I don't know if y'all seen it, but fucking, who was it? Was it Wendy's or something? It was some fucking restaurant that around the double moon they're selling 1 cent fucking burgers. Don't buy that shit. They're trying to shut your system down. I mean, regardless, don't even buy Wendy's in the first place. But especially on the fucking double moon that we're having, don't buy that shit. They're trying to shut your antennas and systems down so you can't get fucking the downloads and shit that you need. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Ace of Wands and the Page of Pentacles reverse, because it's just these last attempts. Because what, that moon's coming up soon. We got 8 more days, and that shit's coming in. These next 8 days might not be very easy, might be full of energy, and it's because the outside world's trying to push you down into this box so that you can't see what's about to happen. But this energy is coming, and it's like you're aware of it. With the Star reverse, the Eight of Wands and the Star reverse, I don't know. It's like you might even be ahead of the game. You might even know about this stuff, and you just know it's gonna happen. But you're gonna. It's one of the. It's interesting though, because it's all about cycles. It's all about knowing how these cycles hit. It's all about knowing what energy appears whenever you get those hits. It's about knowing like the entity, and it's kind of like figuring out. And it's just so much about your dark side. Like, it really is a delve into the dark, and it's not like the Dark Night of the Soul. It really is just like seeing you for who you are without any sort of like a label, without any restrictions. Why do you feel like someone is like, it's bad to do this thing because someone told you it was bad to do it? It's like one of those things you have to really look in and figure out if it's good for you or bad for you. If it's distracting you and you're using it as a getaway, it's bad for you. But if you're doing it as a natural cycle of your life, then it's okay. But again, it's a message to nurture yourself. It's a message to dig deep. It's the green light. I mean, they're telling you really to go dig, because there's something inside of you that you're not seeing. There's something beneficial from some sort of darker side of you that you're not even paying attention to. Yeah, with the Five of Pentacles on the bottom, even, you're kind of leaving it out in the cold. And it's because of your thoughts. But this is how you're going to come together. This is this connection. This is you listening to the full spectrum of yourself and not allowing, see, because what we don't tend to realize is these thoughts that we ignore, they get like back entrance access. They get to sneak in with these other thoughts because we're not paying attention to them. We're saying, I don't want to pay attention to these thoughts, I'm going to ignore them, I'm going to say no to them instantly. But doing that without understanding what they are, even saying no, these thoughts have a free will of like, no, I want you to do this because this is how I feel, and I'm the ego, and I'm going to tell you what to do. And you need to watch out for that and pay attention, because it's the I don't know, it's like leaving a rambunctious child unsupervised for a while. Something's bound to happen, and it's not going to be pretty, because the Hermit, again, it's something that you need to draw up. It's just energy that needs to be drawn up because it's already in you. You already have all these things, but it's awakening in you. Um, some of you all could be having a lot of like bowel movements, I'm hearing as well, and that's a lot to do with the solar plexus chakra activating. This is a lot to do with like a kundalini rising. Like, you're losing a lot of that weight. A lot of that weight could have just been water weight. Some of that bloating could have been because of stress. That bloating also could have just been a blockage that someone tried to put on you as well. But regardless, with the Three of Swords reversed and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, it's like you need this new energy is coming in so that you have more strength to kind of fight back and stand as more solid ground against certain thoughts or certain patterns that are very draining or destroying. And it seems like it's destroying to like maybe your financial situation or like a housing situation or some sort of stability, even feeling stable in yourself, especially with the Tower on the bottom. It's really finding out those thoughts that are sabotaging you, and not eliminating them, but finding out why they're there, understanding why they're there, and then you know, from then on out, allowing those thoughts not to come through instead of just declining every one of them. It takes work to do this healing. You can't just say like, I'm going to ignore every thought that resonates with this vibration, because sometimes you need to do those things that feel mean and harsh to be able to move forward. And it's not to do it to anyone and to move forward off of it. It's simply standing up for yourself, and standing up for yourself, you know, for those who are new to it and for those that stand up for themselves in different ways. It feels like an attack on someone else because it's really an attack on you. It's an attack on the pressure that's on you. Like, you have to stay down, you have to agree to these things. I don't have to stay down, I don't have to agree to nothing. I'm gonna stand up. And it's that pressure of standing up that it's not even fear, it's that adrenaline, that extra energy that comes to you, but it turns into fear. A lot of people, that's why they start shaking, is because they literally get so much energy sent to them from the divine. It's like, this is your this is your fight or flight, this is your get out of jail card. Like, this is where you're going to decide what you're going to do, and from then on it's going to be intuition, intuition, intuition. But it's, again, it's these bad thoughts that, once you find out what they are, this ruling energy inside of you that's causing you to go overboard. Once you figure out a way to stabilize, or what's causing are these things, you're able, the manifestations are going to come in like smoother. You're going to be able to feel like lighter. It really is like standing up out of your own things, because a lot of times we put ourselves down because we're like, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that, that's not very nice of this, you know. And I understand the energy that I put out when I do these things. It's like, it's good to understand those things, but it's also important to stand your ground, really, and allow yourself to move within the energy that you need. Yeah, because this is like keeping you from changing, and it's something that you're aware of as well. Like, you're aware of like why you can't change with it. It's very aware, but again, it's this imbalance that's keeping you from feeling like you're able to work on it. So detaching from that and reattaching yourself to the energy of equal give and take, and remembering that the law of equal give and take happens constantly, which is why some things aren't given to you fully prepared, is because you weren't fully prepared to receive them. So you receive what you're able to receive, what you're prepared to have. So detaching from the physical and reattaching yourself to the spiritual is really what need to do it this time. And the spiritual involves the feelings, your heart spaces, your crown spaces, your third eye, perception, seeing things. You know, instead of realizing things, spiritualizing. We're spiritual people. We're not people of this realm. You know, some of us are, but others aren't. And it's time to spiritualize things instead of realizing things. Look at things with a spiritual eye rather than the eye that you were given. But what else is going on here, Spirit? What else is going on here, Spirit? Yeah. Okay, so either you have some friends that know that your focus is on gaining knowledge, or increasing business, or increasing some sort of like job or some sort of career. Either they know your focus is on that, or you're gonna have some friends come in who also have the same focus, the same wants, the same desires as you. And if you work multiple things, it's like, you know, you have, you know, it's interesting because it's like you're gonna have, it's like either like a few friends or a group of friends that all have like similar interests as you, or something, but you're gonna meet people that have that meet more of your focus when you become more true to yourself. And it takes courage, because you end up having to see the veil that you put over yourself, the, oh, I'll accept these people because I really like these people. And there's nothing wrong with liking people. Like, listen, that's the hardest part of being here, especially being one of the divine. You know how much you love people, but and how and why you're here, and why you're here because you love people so much, and you want to help them grow and evolve. But you have to understand that that love, though it's unconditional, has a boundary to it. Um, and you have to, sometimes that love is cutting people off because you know that you're not helping them and they're not helping you, you know. And as well as just leaving the old behind, you know, leaving back old friends of years. It hurts and it sucks and it's hard, but it takes courage, and it allows you to go down this next path. Again, we have passion, because this passion of yours has a lot of luck on it, but there's a lot of people around you that you almost have to coach. And the divine doesn't want you to coach anyone anymore. The divine wants you to push forward. Those that really want help in this new life energy of yours will come to you. So allow that to happen. I'm telling you, the divine is going to be sending you people. Um, the divine also needs you to spiritually cleanse. You are protected, But there is some evil eye, some jealousy being sent your way. So cleanse, do your stuff. I'm also hearing burn a blue candle to help balance things out, as well as call on Archangel Michael if you need to with that blue candle. Um, but we're gonna dig through, see what else is going on with the Illyrians, with the Gateway, and then the Angels, of course. Okay, well, the first card that wants to pop up, right, is the Field of Potentiality. Asking it is given. I'm telling you, you can get anything you want on this realm. You really just need to ask. You can figure out any secret. You just have to listen to what God tells you. Seriously. If you ask a question and you really tune in and tap in and listen to what the divine tells you, they will tell you exactly what you need to do. It might not be what you want to hear, but it's the solution to your problem. You know, there's multiple solutions to your problem, so you can ask for multiple solutions, but there's always going to be the one solution that the divine has for you that's the best. The rest are, that's not to say the rest aren't the best either, but there's one that always will get you to a path quicker. Um, you know, so it's all up to you and where you want to go. The Arians don't really have that many messages for today, so that's interesting. We have Infinite Wisdom, Mastery Activated, Akashic Records, and Explore Deeper. Again, this is you exploring deeper to figure out like why you can't get things or why things aren't working out. Again, it's mastering yourself. It's 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 the coming in of your true power, you know? I would also like to point out that it's 10-10 as well on this. And this is a completion energy. There's like some sort of completion that you're going through, like the ending of it, which is why there's so much heart pain, there's so much pain in general, so much shedding, so much losing, because it's you're finally morphing, you're shedding off all these things, you're breaking free. So allow yourself, again, grace, but allow yourself to be sensitive at this time and really feel what you need to feel. But we have the merge, in the depths, rest of treasures. And again, we have 10-10 and then 7 here. So just really resting because of the completion. You've completed something. Allow yourself to rest and relax and receive. Um, but you're digging deep. You've been digging deep to find this key inside of you, and it is inside of you. The key is in the darkness inside of you. It's not in the light, because if it was in the light, you would know where it'd be at. If it was in the light, you would have it right now. You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't have it. You would be using it. You'd be using the key if it was in the light, but it's in the dark. You have to go find it. It's lost. It's lost somewhere within you. It wouldn't be lost in the light. It has to be lost in the dark. That's where all the things are lost before they're found, is in the dark. You know? See, that's what we're doing, is we're doing the shadow work. That's what shadow work is. Shadow work isn't like going back and correcting your mistakes. Shadow work is going back and seeing who you are, accepting the things that who you are, and if those things bother you, understanding how to lessen them, not get rid of them. The issue, the main goal might be to get rid of them, but it's to lessen them. It's to learn how they operate so that they have less control over you, because they're always going to be there, you know. But how much control are they going to have over you and your actions and your responses, you know? How much are you going to allow of that energy to possess you? But we have the Lumerian sea codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, and living with grace. And again, just living with grace, being who you are, needing to just submit to yourself. The Lumerians are still here. The Lumerians, the Palladians, are around. I know that for sure because they've been coming around. There's also a lot of Egyptian energy coming through right now. There's a lot of Egyptian energy coming through. I'm feeling Isis, Ra, Thoth, Sobek, Sekhmet, and as well as Menhen. So there's a lot of protection. There's a lot of like it's like a golden aura or like a golden bubble that's almost around you. I'm kind of sensing as well. It's like there's a lot of protection. Some of you've been working on trying to get your Merkaba body up, and that's been working. It's something about like really elevating this vibration of yours. But again, like embrace who you are. You're very unique. We all have different talents and gifts, and allow yourself to embrace your gifts and use them to your best abilities, not only to help yourself out, but to help others. as well. We have the Emerald Tablet activation, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, and conscious manifestation. Conscious manifestation is coming out a lot. You are in this energy of consciously manifesting, which is why it's so important to keep like a level head and to keep a higher vibration, to keep the hopes up, because things are coming into balance. We're coming into Libra season. I mean, like that is like when tomorrow, I believe, is when Libra season starts, and it's like things are coming back into balance. So allow things to happen. Things are gonna feel out of whack, but that's because things have to be taken up and put back on to rebalance the scales. But again, you're alchemizing these energies. And then we have Order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission cord, don't get up. Yeah, I guess is where I was feeling the light energy from. But embraced by light, again, you're just surrounded by light. There, I don't know. You've learned a lot this lifetime. There's something about this lifetime in specific that you've learned a lot from, that you might not have learned from the past lives. You've healed a lot of stuff this lifetime, which is important, especially for this lifetime, because this lifetime is really getting to know the true you coming together as self. And you're doing it, even if you're not really aware of it, or it feels like you're slacking in some departments. You're doing it. It's just the energy of like releasing that stress and being lighter on you. Yeah, I did feel called to get you. I don't know why, so I'll go ahead and do it. And then we have Gaia Gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, and Earth intelligence. And that's just what we've been talking about this entire time. Just a lot of downloads. Again, connecting with nature, going out in nature. Gaia has downloads for you. Key has downloads for you. Kai, Key, whomever you wish to call the planet. But let's see what angels are here. I'm gonna shuffle 2 more times. Good. Okay. All right. So we have new beginning. Thank you, angels, for opening the doors to change. I am ready. These cards, the new beginning cards, have been coming out a lot. I'm telling you, like it's a new start. I'm telling you. Yeah, signs from heaven. Thank you, heaven, for sending me reminders of your presence. Take time to breathe. Thank you, angels. I breathe with ease, knowing you're here. I seen a white feather in my third eye, so that's telling that's angels are present. But as well, pay attention to feathers, and the colors of feathers and stuff, because those are very significant at this time for a lot of people. I'm hearing hawk feathers or crow feathers. But we have take time to breathe. Thank you, angels. I breathe with ease, knowing you're here. Don't hate, meditate. Thank you, angels, for guiding me to love through meditation. Unconditional love, the Divine Mother. Thank you, Divine Mother, for helping me to give and receive the love I desire. And honor your beauty, Archangel Joaphael. Thank you, Joaphael, for helping me discover my inner and outer beauty. I got called to use the other angel deck, so we're gonna get that one out too. So yeah, we'll do this real quick. We'll see about the guardians around, which angels are here. Just who's around, who's going on. and then we'll be done for the rising. But hopefully everyone's had like a good rising. Everyone's had like a good waking. Nothing too hard, nothing too stressful, hopefully. But yeah, let's get into it. We have Sitael, God of Hope. Construction of the universe helps with great works, protection from adversaries. Nanael, God humiliating the proud. Spiritual communication, influences religious men, teachers, and men of law. Rael, the expected God. Liberation, deliverance from enemies both visible and invisible. Luaya, the swiftly hearkening God. Fruition, provides expansive intelligence and gives the grace of God. And last but not least, Malachi, the vivifying God. Restoration of life, protection from advisories, rabies, and wild beasts. Beautiful. I mean, I'm telling you, like, it's a restart. Like, it feels like, I don't know. I'm seeing like so many things of like hit the rewind button, or let's try it again, or let's do this one more time. There was something about the last, I don't know. It's something about like the lesson that you thought you learned from the last situation you learned it, but there was a part of it you didn't fully learn. So once you fully learned that, this cycle's coming in now. It's weird. It's interesting because there was like a hidden meaning. There was like a hidden thing that the whole thing was trying to show you, this whole issue, which is why you felt like a continuous cycle, because it's been trying to poke at this one tiny thing inside of you to like get it to spark up in light. That's all the divine's been trying to do, is to get you lit up in a certain energy so that you're able to move forward and do the things that you need to do. But regardless, this is your reading. That's the reading from the divine. Thank you, angels. Thank you, divine. Thank you, God, Mother, Father. Thank you to all the beings of love, light, and beyond that have been here. Thank you to anyone that's been here completely and wholly. And thank you, collective, for being here as well. If you're wanting some high quality bracelets, go to Spirit Otter and use code Subleader20 for 20% off. If you're wanting a reading or any other service that I offer, you can also go to the description. My email's in there. You can email me, or you could use the order form that I have to look at all the services as well. Regardless, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. Donations included, whether they are energetic or financial. I appreciate them wholly and fully, to the moon and back tenfold and forever. I love you all so much. I really do. I always will. But I love you so much, to the moon and back tenfold and forever. I will see you later. Please stay safe, and hopefully this rising's been good, and continue to just have a blessed day always. Like, just keep the day blessed, okay? Keep it 110% with yourself. Keep it blessed. Be real with yourself, all right? I love you so much. Please take care.